And good evening to you. Welcome to high school basketball on Central Illinois Sports, live from Bolshoi Gymnasium in Pittsfield for tonight's high school basketball contest as the Pittsfield Sockies play host to the Riverton Hawks. Good evening to you. I'm Charlie Hull. John Hull is alongside as well. We are certainly glad you have joined us here tonight for exciting high school boys basketball action as Pittsfield is at home again tonight. They've been at their home digs quite a bit in this early season. Sockies took a pretty good thumping against West Central on Tuesday night, trying to rebound against this Riverton Hawks squad that beat the Sockies a season ago, as Cody Kirkpatrick, their head coach, in his first season last year at the helm, beat the Sockies in a low-scoring contest. Pittsfield going to try to avenge that loss here tonight. Glad you're alongside of the pregame show. John's here as well. Good crowd on hand for tonight's contest between the Sockies and the Hawks. Of course, these two teams play during the football season as well. The Sockies beat the Hawks in week 1 of the season, and neither one of them fared extremely well on the gridiron this year. The Sockies were 1-8, Riverton was 0-9, so they're both looking to have a little more success on the hard court. For the squad from Riverton, John, young Mr. Spencer Yogerst has had quite a start to his season. He's averaging about 24 points a game, and really that's counting a game against Monticello, who's tough as nails, by the way, who shut him out in that contest. Without that shutout, he's probably averaging closer to 30 points a game. He'll really have to be a guy the Sockies key on here tonight. He had a big game against them last year, just as a young sophomore.
Yes, Charlie, I would say that that's definitely true, and one of those things that they are going to definitely have to figure out a way to shut him down. And about how big is he, Charlie?
He's 6'5".
That's what I was thinking. And that makes it even more difficult, as he's a guy that Will Guthrie's probably going to be the guy that has to guard him an awful lot of the night, and that takes away from possibly some of his offense on the other end, as he may be a little more worn out than normal.
Turnovers have been a problem for the Sockies so far throughout the season. They'll have to clean that up if they're going to win very many basketball games. They enter the contest with a record of 2-4 now on the season. Of course, the loss to Illini West on opening night in a game that you think that probably could have gone the Sockies' way but didn't. So they're looking to kind of maybe steal one that they weren't favored in. I don't know if they're favored in this contest. Riverton's 3-4, so neither team over 500 at this point, but the Sockies would like to climb closer to that mark. Next week they're on the road 2 times, Tuesday night at Griggsville to take on the Tornadoes, and then Friday night against North Green to take on the Spartans. Those two teams played tonight in Griggsville. Perry played very, very tough in the Consolation Championship, and North Green was the winner. 57-54 was the final in that contest. Tate Koonsman for Griggsville Perry did score 19 points. The freshman with his best showing of the season so far. For the Sockies, against West Central, the team as disciplined as they are defensively and with as many weapons as they have on the offensive side, the Sockies really didn't show out very well against the Cougars, and it's going to be tough for them this season to match up with that type of offensive firepower, John. But I would say for Pittsfield, some of the things you came away a little disappointed with the other night. One, the turnovers, of course, and number two, the Sockies did not do an extremely good job boxing out. A lot of second chance opportunities for West Central. They'll have to keep the Hawks off the board here in this game.
Yeah, they certainly will, Charlie, and that's going to take really an all-out team effort, as it usually does, to really box out, everybody box out, because an awful lot of the times you get 4 guys boxing out, and that one guy that didn't get boxed out is the guy that gets the rebound in the putback.
The Hawks are not starting any seniors in their lineup tonight. They're going with 4 juniors and then a freshman in Zach Hines. So they'll be looking to have a lineup that returns a season from now even. And if you're Cody Kirkpatrick, he's a New Berlin guy originally, and if you're Cody Kirkpatrick, you're trying to build this Riverton program that has a pretty good history, but it's been a couple of years since they've had a ton of success at the varsity level, so they're looking to get back to those winning ways. And starting with this season, 3-4, play some pretty good competition. We talked about Monticello, John. That's a team that is going to be tougher than nails, and I don't know. I think they had an okay football season as well. They might have won the 3A championship.
That's just okay.
Pretty good season for Monticello. They're tough as nails. I think they're going to be in the thick of things when it comes to the postseason in 2A basketball. Of course, you're going to see schools out of the northern part of the state that are always tough. In our part of the state, really on the 1A side is where there's a lot of strength. Payson, Seymour, and West Central both looking good to start the season. I'm not sure Western is too far behind, and Triope is having a nice start to their year as well. Let's pause for a timeout here On the pregame show, the Sockies and the Hawks matching up tonight at Boschel. Back with you after this.
Financial, we know everyone's situation is unique, and we believe that even the biggest goals start with simple steps. So when it comes to protecting the things you love and planning for the future, don't get overwhelmed. Get started today with John Hibbert, your country financial agent in Camp Point, Illinois. That's John Hibbert, your country financial agent. Call 217-593-6819. John Hibbert, Country Financial, 217-593-6819. Press Yours On You is celebrating 13 years as your source for school spirit wear. They can personalize varsity jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, duffel bags, flags, and more. Show your school pride with a bumper sticker or window decal from Press Yours On You. Visit their online store at www.pressyoursonyou.com or visit them on Facebook. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood on Highway 24 in Camp Point. Call 593-6031. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today.
Welcome back to the broadcast tonight on Central Illinois Sports, live on YouTube, also streaming live on the audio side on Mixlr.com, that's mixlr.com. We invite you to subscribe to both of those, and that way you can get notified when we have broadcasts that are going live like this one here tonight as the Sockies are taking on the Riverton Hawks at Boschel Gym. Again, Pittsfield on the road next week at Griggsville Perry. Lots of events going on at Griggsville Perry, so we invite you to get there early to the Nick and check out all the things going on. The cake walk, they're also going to be having I think some food and toy drives, a chicken noodle meal, lots of things going on there at Griggsville Perry. And then the Sockies will be on the road a week from today as they will take on North Green. And, of course, Brett Berry always does a nice job for the North Green Spartans. You know, kind of surprising to the North Green tournament this week. You're not surprised to see Western in the championship game, John, but Brussels has pulled a couple of upsets when the Raiders find themselves playing for a championship, and it's been a while since that program has seen sustained success.
I had heard that this morning and noticed that, and that's good for them.
It is good for them, and you like to see that program that had success at one point in time, but it's been a little bit of a struggle, John, because really their overall enrollment, Brussels is one of the smallest public schools in the state of Illinois.
That's also pretty impressive. I didn't realize that, Charlie, as it makes sense. They're not necessarily a major metropolitan area, but I hadn't realized that, and that's really impressive. Brussels has had some pretty good teams in the past. Been down for a little while with pretty low numbers, but we've seen an awful lot of very tall players come out of Brussels not really that long ago, Charlie.
Yep, and of course Calhoun's got good height this year. They're off to a little bit of a slower start than I think was originally anticipated for Ryan Grainer's squad, but Ryan Grainer, a good coach, and they'll get things figured out before the season's over. And I think it's the same thing as that you'll see from this Pittsfield Socky squad. It's not the start they were looking for, obviously, at 2-4, and they're playing a lot of guys that don't have a ton of varsity experience, but Brad Tomey is not one of those guys that makes a lot of excuses, and he and Todd Plattner, Scott Bacon, Coach Wassel, Coach Coffin are going to keep working to help this squad improve and tweak things that they see on a nightly basis. And that's all you can do as a high school coach, John. It's not like a college job where you can just recruit new guys next year. You kind of play with the cards that are dealt, and sometimes those cards come up as a royal flush, and sometimes you're looking at them going, how did I get these guys?
But unless you're Chicago Hills Franciscan, and then you
they don't exist anymore.
Then you win the state championship and say, we really had to work hard to get Nate Manoy, right?
Yeah, they don't even exist anymore.
I didn't know that.
Yep, school close. John's just he's here, and he's learning all kinds of new things tonight. It's the Sockette Mini Dance Camp tonight, so lots of fans, grandmas, grandpas, parents in the stands to watch their young ladies and gentlemen dancing on the court here during halftime. I think they probably did that some in the JV contest. And John, who won the JV game tonight?
The Sockies were able to pull out a win in the JV contest tonight, Charlie. They led by as many as 8 early, got down by as many as about 12, I believe, and ended up winning on the last-second three-pointer, just exactly like Coach Plattner drew it up, or something like that.
Well, that's always good to see them win as well. We also wish a good luck to the Socky wrestling group. They'll be in action tomorrow at Porta, as always a very strong wrestling environment at Petersburg Porta, and the Sockies will be kicking off their season. Good luck to Coach Butler and his group as they participate in their first tournament of the year. The Socky Singers are getting ready to sing our national anthem here momentarily at courtside here at Boschel Gym. Glad you're alongside here on Central Illinois Sports. Looks like we have about 8 or 9 young people out there ready to sing the national anthem. We'll mic that up the best we can here. And then we'll take a look at the starting lineups as the Hawks and the Sockies are getting ready to go head-to-head. Now enjoy our national anthem as the anthem singers under the direction of James Felpausch sing courtside. Always a good job by the anthem singers with our national anthem. And they'll be having some of the band and chorus concerts coming up here in just a couple of weeks. I think the junior high concert is on the 18th, and I haven't looked at the calendar, but I would assume the high school concert will be the Sunday right before that, which if my math works well, that should be the 16th here at Boschel Gym for the band and chorus concerts at Christmas time. The Riverton Hawks, Cody Kirkpatrick, their head coach, assisted by Jeremy Goss. They're 3-4 on the season. Their lineup tonight looks like this. At a guard, a 5'11" freshman, Zach Hines. At another guard spot, he's a 6-foot junior, Jeremy Kraft. And at the third guard is the 6'2" junior, Colton Heckman. Out of forward, he's a 6'6" junior, Travis Hogan. At the other forward, the 6'5" junior, Spencer Yogerst. Yogerst, Hogan, Kraft, Heckman, and Hines for the good-sized Riverton Hawks. For the Pittsfield Sockies, they are 2-4 under head coach Brad Tom Mavis, assisted by Todd Plattner, Brad Wassel, Scott Bacon, and Jordan Cawthon. And their lineup tonight looks like this. At a guard, he's a 5'10" senior, Jonathan Thomas. At another guard, the 5'10" senior, Jack Palmer. And at the third guard is the 5'11" sophomore, Cade Tomhave. At a forward, he is a 6'2" senior, Isaac Shaw. At the other forward, the 6'6" junior, Will Guthrie. Guthrie, Shaw, Tomhave, Palmer, and Thomas for the Pittsfield Sockies. That's a look at our starting lineups. A quick break here. We'll take a look at the play-by-play as the Sockies take on the Hawks. Back with you after this.
Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461 or on the web at dearwestergrain.com. Farmers State Bank of Camp Point, a branch of United Community Bank, wants to be your bank. Their friendly and helpful staff enjoys working with customers to give them the best banking experience possible. They're a full-service bank offering savings, checking, CDs, IRAs, and now offering mobile banking where you can bank from your smartphone. They can handle all your borrowing needs, whether it's home, auto, commercial, or agricultural loans. Contact Farmers State Bank at 217-593-7756. We want to be your bank. Member FDIC.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at 1-800-252-1799. No contracts or install fees. Some restrictions may apply.
Well, we welcome you back. They're finishing up the introductions of the Saki reading group, and it looks like there's about 25 to 27 of those young people out there being recognized for their reading accomplishments, and we congratulate them on that. Always good to see the youngsters out there out at the game, and lots of folks on hand here tonight. Really an event at Boschel Gym anytime you come out to the contest with the anthem singers, the band, the mascot, the cheerleaders, the Sockettes who will be dancing. They're also going to be kicking off their competition season tomorrow. They head to Dunlap, Illinois.
They're leaving at some
ungodly hour.
Yeah, really.
4:30 in the morning or
on a
something.
Bus.
I hope they don't wake me up when their coach leaves the house tomorrow morning. But we wish them the best of luck. Good luck to the wrestlers tomorrow. Also, the PCS Braves basketball team has a contest tomorrow. And we wish them the best as they'll travel to Carrollton to take on the young Hawks. John and Charlie Hull with you here on Central Illinois Sports. The only place you're going to be hearing or watching this contest is right here, so we're certainly glad you're alongside. We thank our sponsors for helping bring the contest to you tonight, especially Trash Queen, who will bring us the scoreboard throughout the night. And Trash Queen can help you with all of your commercial or residential trash needs. And the new sound system here at Boschel Gym is working fantastically.
It works very well, doesn't it?
It is working rather well, thanks to Jack Hefner on the mic tonight as he introduces the starting lineups. Jack doing a really nice job with that as well. Riverton will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. The blue uniforms, orange numbers, white trim. The Sockies are wearing the whites tonight with the red numbers and black trim. We thank Jacob Hull as he is our cameraman here throughout the night. And glad you have tuned in from the comfort of your home or wherever you may be to watch high school basketball on Central Illinois Sports. Jumping center for the Sockies is Will Guthrie. In the center circle for Riverton is Travis Hogan, the 6'6 junior. A couple of 6'6 juniors matching up here. And we're just about ready to getting the ball, driving right to the rim is Heckman. He missed the shot, and Guthrie grabs the board for the Sockies. So Riverton had a point-blank opportunity, but could not convert, and Pittsfield dodged the bullet there. Bringing it up is Palmer towards the front court. Man-to-man defense, it appears, for Riverton to start tonight. Palmer, top of the key. Guthrie looking out in the paint. Now they'll go to Tom Have left side. Tom Have will skip it across to Thomas. Thomas holds it high there. Now he'll pull it back out with a couple of bounces. 7:34 to play in the first. Sockies on the attack for the first time tonight. Out top, Shaw with it. Out near the half-court line, all the way out to Palmer. And Palmer will reset for Pittsfield. The defense for Riverton pushing the Sockies away from the hoop. Now Shaw gets the ball out front. A lot of long-armed young men for this Riverton Hawk squad. Top of the key, Thomas with the ball. He will be patient with it, take it toward the left wing. Now has picked up the dribble to Tom Have left wing. Almost a minute into this game, no score here in the early going of the Trash Queen pregame. Now, or on the scoreboard. Now the ball thrown away down low. Is stepping in front of it is Yogers. He'll take it into the front court and then travel. And then both of the teams will trade turnovers. Cody Kirkpatrick said to Yogers there, get the ball to the middle of the floor, not down the sideline.
One turnover apiece for each team, and probably not the starts either of them are looking for.
6:53 to play in the first. Palmer with the basketball toward the right wing. Hands it off to Tom Have. Tom Have, as they run the three-guard weave out front, finds Thomas looking for a driving lane. He double dribbled, got away with it. Now to Palmer on the right side. Palmer on the bounce to Tom Have. Tom Have will turn and survey the floor. Hand it off to Thomas. Riverton is playing inside, and now a reach-in foul going to be called against one of the Hawks as somebody got a hand check out front.
That foul is going to go against Zach Hines. That's his first and the team first. And it'll be
Saki ball. Shaw to Palmer. Palmer had cut to the basket that time. He would have had a layup. His cutting lane was a little wide. Palmer gets the ball on the wing left side. He's got Yogers guarding him. He's about 6'5". Heckman's about 6'6". And the other young man, or Heckman I should say, 6'2". Hogan's the 6'6" man. So pretty good size for this Riverton squad. Now the ball knocked loose as Shaw had it knocked away, and it is a jump ball. It'll stay with the Sakis here on the possession arrow change. 6:11 to play in the first. Still no score in the contest. Tom Hay will throw it in. It was a low-scoring game a year ago, just about like this one started. I think it was 6-2 after the first, if memory serves. I try to forget some of those. Palmer will bring it into the front court, looking for the right wing. He will throw it to Tom Hay right side. Tom Hay will work off of the screen, now drive to the basket. Tries to throw it along the baseline. Ball knocked out of bounds by the active hands of Kraft. It'll be Saki ball underneath. Cooper Priest going to check into the game for the Sakis, the 6'2" junior. He will replace Jonathan Thomas.
Another long-armed young man.
5:56 to play in the first. No score. Palmer to trigger it in for the Sakis on the baseline. Looking for an opening, gets it into Guthrie. Guthrie going to go to work down low. Turn, shoots, left it short. Rebound down to Hogan. Hogan the hero that time. Into the front court with it left side is Heckman. Out top to Yogers. He draws Shaw on the defense. Hands it to Hines. Hines with the ball. 5:45 to play in the first quarter. To Hogan. Now on the right side it goes to Heckman. Works it left side. Yogers. Dribble drive. Shot up too hard. Rebound pulled down by Guthrie. His second of the night. Outlet pass to Palmer. 5:34 to play in the first. Still no score in this contest. Defense being played well by both sides. Palmer takes it across the half-court line. Bounce pass, thrown out of bounds. Sakis run a lot of their offense to the wing to start the offensive play. You have the option to dribble the ball to start the offensive play, but point guard unable to do that so far tonight. Riverton will get the ball into the front court in the hands of Hines. Hinds Hines to Hogan. Out near the half-court line, it's Kraft. Kraft to the ball to Yogers, the 6'5" junior, averaging 24 a game. Drives right to the rim, scores, and one.
Yogers with 2, and Riverton leads 2-0. Foul going to go against Isaac Shaw. That's his first, team first against Pittsfield. Yogers to the free throw line, shooting 1. 2-0 the score. Riverton with the lead. 5:07 to go in the first quarter of play. And Spencer Yogers shooting the free throw. His shot's up and good. And give him 3, his team 3, and they lead 3-0.
Hawks will have a little full court pressure now to try to speed up the Sakis. Inbounds comes to Priest, now to Palmer. Palmer will take it across near the sideline right side. Gets it in the front court, skips it out to Tom Hay. Tom Hay right back to Palmer right side. 4:57 to play in the first. 3-0 the lead for the Hawks on the basket and the and one by Yogers. Here's Palmer in the corner left side. Priest, good luck 3-ball on the way, short. Rebound is secured by the Hawks. That's Kraft with the board. Gives it to Hines. Hines into the front court right side. Hogan. Masaki's late to rotate. Hogan drives right in and makes the layup. And it's 5-0 Riverton. 4:35 to play in this first quarter on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Palmer with the ball into the front court. Works it right side to Priest. Priest on the back cut. There's Palmer wide open underneath. Left-hand layup up and good. And the Sakis are on the board for the first time at the 4:19 mark of this first quarter. Cut it down to a 3-point lead. Hines with the right side. Works it to Hogan. Hogan will lose the ball, and it's stolen away. Turnover on the Hawks is their second. Tom Hay will bring it toward the front court for Pittsfield. Looking for Palmer left side. Fakes the 3. Drives baseline and is fouled. Man was slow to move his feet that time. I do believe that is Kraft.
That foul is going to go against Jeremy Kraft, his first, team second. And ball out of bounds underneath the basket to Pittsfield. As aggressive as the Riverton defense is, Charlie, some of those back doors may be open tonight.
Hogan and Kraft sit down into the contest. We see Caleb Rutter. He's a 6'2 sophomore. And the pass comes into Priest, also in for Riverton. Who's the other new man? That would be number 10. That's Dayton Durham. With the alliteration. Here's Palmer. Left side extra pass goes to Priest. To Palmer. They swing it around the horn. 3:47 to play in the first. 5-2 advantage for Riverton. Palmer with the ball, working away from the defender. Got to be close to 5. Now has picked it up, works out between the circles to Priest. To Palmer. A lot of pressure right now by Riverton, really making the Sakis uncomfortable offensively. Not a lot of movement. Now Palmer tries to split a double team with the dribble. Guthrie picks it up. Good ball movement. Extra pass goes to Priest for a 3. It's too hard. Rebound. Guthrie will run it down on the offensive side. Palmer to Tom Hay left side. Turns down the 3. Kicks it in the corner to Priest. Priest will dribble it out front with a right-hand bounce. 3:15 to play in the first. 5-2 advantage for the Hawks in a low-scoring game here at Volschel Gym. And I would say the Saki's scoring is because of the way Riverton's playing the defense right now. Priest hands it off to Guthrie. Guthrie will try to dribble past the man. He has it knocked away. It is still loose out there. Out of bounds, last touched by Guthrie. And a Saki turnover, their third.
Saki spent a lot of time on the offensive end that time, but were unable to come away with points. Probably burned, a minute or more of clock. 5-2 the score, 2:57 to go in the first quarter of play. Riverton with that 3-point lead. Van
Winkle and Thomas come back into the game. Tom Have took a chair along with Shaw for the Sakis. Right wing with it is Durham. Durham on a little floater, a little right hand, high one, won't fall. Guthrie grabs the board, his third or fourth rebound. Into the front court, Priest looking down on the block. There's Thomas, rises, shoots, missed the layup underneath, and Yogers grabs the board. Saki's missed a good opportunity there. Into the front court, Heckman. He'll work it out front. Here's Hines, straight on three ball, lefty on the way, good as he hits the bottom of the net. And Riverton has an 8-2 advantage. 2:25 to play in the first. Hines, the left-hander, had the three a moment ago. Now Van Winkle just does not catch the ball on the wing. The ball out of bounds to Riverton. Guthrie sits down. Here's Shaw returning. The other side, Hogan into the game.
Fourth turnover for Pittsfield.
And Durham sits down. That one was just...
Van Winkle took his eye off the ball.
Not a forced one for sure. Heckman with it left wing. Dribbles toward the top of the key. Pass denied by Thomas on the right wing. Now it'll come out to Hines. Hines will try to hang it off the Yogers. Ball knocked loose. Hines runs it down. He'll try to attack to Hogan. Hogan will try the dribble drive inside. Spins past the man. Rises, shoots. Shot is good, and he's fouled. Hogan with a good, strong finish, and it's 10-2, Riverton.
Foul going to go against Palmer. That'll be his first, team second against Pittsfield. Hogan to the free throw line, shooting one. He's got 4 points on the night. 10-2 the score. 1:56 to go in the first quarter of play. Riverton with the lead. Shot up no good. Rebound comes down to Shaw, his first.
1:53 to play in the first quarter. The Sakis have dominated the time of possession, and Riverton's dominated the scoreboard. Here's a pass on the wing. Hogan will overplay and knock it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Sakis on the sideline. Sakis may have to employ the pass fake at some point tonight.
Riverton gets the ball and is headed to the basket pretty much every time as quickly as they can.
Palmer picks it up near the sideline, goes to Priest. Priest out top to Palmer. Palmer looks for the screen from Shaw. Now in the corner it goes to Van Winkle. Van Winkle tries the dribble drive, works it down low to Shaw. Good job pinning his man underneath, and he's 3 for 2. Makes it 10-4. Good buddy with 1:25 to play in the first. Into the front court, Hogan with the ball. A double team comes his way in a little bit of trouble. Throws out of it. Nice job keeping his head up. They rotate it around to Hines in the corner for 3, no good. Rebound tipped and pulled down by Priest, his first. Sakis have it with 1:09 to play in the first. Palmer, right side Thomas. One dribble and a pass back out to Palmer. Palmer will try the drive in. Pull-up shot no good, but he's fouled on the jump shot by Rudder, and Palmer will shoot a pair.
Rudder's first, team third against Riverton. And Palmer to the free throw line looking for another couple of points. He's got 2 on the night. 10-4 the score. Pittsfield trailing Riverton. 1:02 to go in the first quarter of play. And Palmer trying to cut into that lead. His first is up and good. Give him 3.
Tom Have will return for the Sakis. He will send Priest to the bench for a bit.
Makes it 10-5. And Palmer attempting to cut into this a little bit more. Next one up for him is also good. Give him 4. And the Sakis 6.
1 minute to play in the first quarter. 10-6 the score. Now here's a ball knocked by Palmer into the backcourt. Foot race for it, and they're going to say it was not touched by Palmer. It was off of the Riverton man into the backcourt in Hines, so that'll be a turnover on the Hawks.
Their third.
And the Sakis will get the ball underneath their own hoop. 54 seconds to play in the first period. Down 10-6, but with a chance to cut it closer before the quarter break.
The Sakis thought they touched it as they were headed the other way.
Tom Have to throw it in. Gets it into Palmer, and a foul for
second and the team fourth. It'll be ball out of bounds to Pittsfield underneath the basket. Same spot.
Rudder that time was a little slow behind his man. Kind of looked like he was treading water. He'll come to the bench. Also sitting down will be Heckman.
He kind of looked like your 3rd and 4th graders do on occasion, Charlie, when they're just chasing their man.
Inbounds pass, and here's an illegal screen as Shaw did not come set, and he'll be called for it.
Shaw's second, team third, fifth turnover against Pittsfield. Ball to bounce, length of the court to go for Riverton.
Shaw down, Guthrie in, 54 seconds to play in the first. Ouch, that turnover hurts. They all hurt a little, but some more than others. And the Sockies had a chance to make it a one-possession game. Instead, it's Riverton with a chance to extend on this 4-point lead. Hines with it toward the wing left side. Going to try to drive in against Van Winkle. Ball knocked away, loose, and it is still loose. Hogan then finally does lose it out of bounds, and it'll be Socky ball on the turnover by the Hawks.
The ball just kept getting tipped, and Riverton kept trying to save it in, and Hogan finally just couldn't maintain the hold on it.
40 seconds to play in the first quarter. 10-6 the advantage for the Riverton Hawks. Palmer brings it into the front court. Hands it off to Tom Have. Tom Have kept the hand on the top, so it wasn't a double dribble. Here's the ball knocked away, loose by Yogerst, and out of bounds to the Sockies in the backcourt. Yogerst, a big, strong kid. 26 seconds to play in the quarter. 10-6 advantage for Riverton. Sockies had the ball in the hands of Palmer against Hines with a right-hand bounce. They work it out top to Thomas with 18. Thomas is trying to be strong with the ball. He'll drive in. Now work it between the circles to Palmer. The Sockies run a little stack set here. 8 seconds. Now they have the ball tough in a sideline. They get it to Tom Abe. Little floater up is no good. Rebound Guthrie won't fall. And the buzzer will sound with 0.2 of a second left actually to blow the whistle. And it'll be Riverton ball. No chance to get a shot here. And that'll end up being the quarter score here in just a moment. Priest in, Palmer down. And no chance to get a shot here after a quarter. It's Riverton 10, Pittsfield 6. Back with second quarter play-by-play after this.
When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express open 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield.
After a quarter of play, it's a 10-6 lead for the squad from Riverton over the Pittsfield Sockies, and John's got to look at shooting percentages.
Sockies shooting 2 of 8 from the floor, 25%, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Riverton is 4 of 8 from the floor, 50%, 1 of 2 from the three-point arc, 50%, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 50%. They're just shooting 50% across the board.
I can tell you after 3 quarters, Greenfield is leading Brown County at the North Green Tournament, 50-43.
Is that the Spartan Classic?
The Spartan Classic, yes, sir.
Okay.
You thought you just made up a new one, but you have
no,
not.
I thought I was actually thinking it might have been the name of their girls' tournament.
That's called the Ladies Spartan Classic.
Ah, there you go.
10-6 Riverton, they'll
Very
have the
tricky.
ball to start the second quarter. Hines with it. He'll pass it off on the right side to Hogan. Also out there, Heckman, Yogerst, and the fifth man is Durham. Right side, Yogerst going to try to drive in. Gets past his man to the rim and score. He's pretty good at the dribble drive.
He's got 5.
Makes it 12-6. Lead back to 6 for the Hawks.
Been as many as 8.
Just underway here in the half. Tom Have playing the point out there along with Palmer, Guthrie, Priest, and Thomas. Palmer with it. The key to Priest. Priest will try to drive in right to the rim. Shot up blocked by Hogan. Rebound of the play pulled down by the Hawks. Durham. Durham to Hines. 7:20 to play in the half of the Trash Queen scoreboard. 12-6 the advantage for Riverton. On the right side, Yogerst with it. Looking down low to Hogan. Hogan late to rotate. Good find by Yogerst, and Hogan another 2. Makes it 14-6. They've tied their biggest lead of the night. Has Riverton with 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Tom Have with the basketball. Reverses the ball to Palmer. Now left side it goes to Priest. Double team comes his way in the corner to Palmer. Palmer pops the 3, no good. And on the rebound, hanging on to the man in Guthrie is Hogan. And Hogan will be called for the foul.
That'll be Travis Hogan's first foul, team 5th. And it'll be ball out of bounds to Pittsfield underneath the basket.
Palmer to throw it in. Sockies starting a line set here, it looks like. They will bring Priest back in, try to make this layup. It's altered by Yogerst. And on the rebound, coming out of there with it is Durham, his second. To Hines. Hines into the front court with the ball. He's into a double team. Out of it near the half-court line to Durham. Durham will pass down low. Gets it in the paint. Shot put up no good by Heckman. Rebound by Guthrie. Guthrie, this 5th rebound already. 6:30 to play. Call it 6th rebound. 6:30 to play in the half. Now the ball in the front court. Tipped by Yogerst. Tipped by Priest. And out of bounds for the Sockies. Their 6th turnover of this affair. 6 minutes, 26 seconds to play in the half. 14-6 the advantage for Riverton. They've just stifled the Sockies offense. Now out between the circles with it is Heckman. Left side, Yogers, 3-ball on the way. It's good. Yogers heating up. He's averaging 24 a game, and he gets an easy look there, and it's 17-6. Hawks up by 11 with 6:10 to play in the half. We're back with you after this.
Out on the farm, right in the middle of harvest, there's nobody watching. No audience, no crowd. The only bright lights beam from a combine. They're not pointing at you. All that's here is a field. It may not look like a place of glory, but there's still a winner. There's still a score. For many farmers who planted Golden Harvest seed this year, victory is about to set in. Contact Golden Harvest Seed Advisor Steve Farlow now for the seed to make every acre count. Golden Harvest and Steve Farlow are proud to help sponsor Central Panther football.
6:10 to play in the half. It's a 17-6 advantage for Riverton on top of Pittsfield, as the Hawks have not allowed the Sockies to shoot it much. And Yogurst already with how many, John? 9?
Yogurst with 9 already, yes, sir.
He looks like a pretty confident shooter out there.
And he proved he can kind of do it from anywhere as he made that three-pointer, too.
Bomber with the ball in the backcourt. He wants Tomhabe to clear out, and he wants to bring it up himself against Yogurst. 6 minutes to play in the half. 17-6 the advantage for Riverton. Here's the pass, Priest into Guthrie. Nice play there. Good ball movement. And Guthrie puts it up and in for another 2. Makes it 17-8. Now can the Sockies string some stops together on the defensive end. 5:45 to play in the half. Out front with it is Heckman. He'll work it right side to Yogurst, and he's called for traveling.
Hey, Charlie, they evidently called Yogurst the last shot at 2.
Oh, excuse me.
No, they called it a 3. I'm sorry, I gave him 4 on that shot. Sorry.
All right. You just can't
He only has 8, not 9.
I understand. 17-8 the lead for Riverton. The Sockies got the turnover there. Now looking to score on their end. Thomas with it left wing. Out between the circles, Palmer works off of the screen. Now he'll hand it off to Tomhabe. Tomhabe to Thomas. Thomas left side. Priest has a lane to the basket. Drives in. Shot up is blocked and stuck up in there. It'll be Socky ball in the alternating possession arrow. Sockies have got to be willing to take that one strong to the hoop and draw contact.
Yeah, and then you get to shoot free throws instead, and you get those guys in foul trouble.
Here comes Jeremy Kraft back into the game. Hogan takes the chair for the Hawks.
But when you move to avoid contact all the time, instead, that's what happens.
Palmer into Guthrie. Guthrie will spin, turn, shoot, and score. He's got a nice touch around the rim. Makes it 17-10. 5:15 to play in the half on the Trash Queen scoreboard show. Right side with it is Kraft. Kraft will throw it between the circles to Heckman. Heckman with the right-hand dribble. Has picked it up, looks for an opening. His man does break free in Hines, and he's called for the block is Tomhabe as he was late to rotate.
That foul is going to be Tomhabe's first. And the team fourth. Ball to bounce underneath the basket to Riverton.
Inbounds comes into Yogurst. Gets it off to Durham. Right side with it is Hines. He's going to fire a 3, no good. Rebound on the play fought for. Out of bounds, last touch by the Hawks. It'll be Hawks ball. I apologize. Rudder has checked back into the game. 4:54 to play in the half. Inbounds pass coming. They try to force it into Yogurst. Ball stolen away by Tomhabe, and then he's fouled from behind. I do believe it'll be Hines called for the foul.
Foul. Going to go against Hines, his second. Team 6. Ball to bounce, length of the court to go for Pittsfield.
Hines is just a freshman. He's a pretty mature-looking kid, though.
I would agree with that.
4:54 to play in the half. Riverton does not start a senior. In fact, we've not seen a senior play in the game. They only have 2 on their roster now. The Sockies nearly throw the inbounds pass away. Heckman almost had the steal.
He was the only one that went after it.
Here's Priest down as Van Winkle comes in. 4:52 to play in the half. 17-10 advantage for Riverton as Tomhabe will bring it up for Pittsfield. Sockies trying to cut it closer here in the second quarter. Van Winkle right side. Out top to Palmer. Palmer fakes the 3. Now spins away from the man. Looking for the backdoor play. It wasn't open. Palmer still on the bounce. Out between the circles to Van Winkle. Through a weak pass that's stolen away. And then a foul going to be called on Van Winkle.
So 7th turnover on Pittsfield. Then Van Winkle's first foul. Team 5th against Pittsfield. And going to be ball out of bounds in the backcourt to Riverton.
Here's Hogan back into the game. He will replace young Mr. Kraft 4:30 to play in the half. 17-10 advantage for Riverton. Hawks with the ball out of bounds in the backcourt. Yogerst gets it into Durham, and he'll play the point. Durham's a 6'3 sophomore. A lot of height in Riverton. Gotta check to see what's in the water there. Ooh, Hogan had a backdoor cut. They didn't get it to him. Now he'll put it on the floor. Out top, Yogerst. He'll try the dribble drive. Works in left wing. Extra pass goes to Durham for a 3, no good. Saki's had 4 out of 5 guys boxing out, but Riverton gets the offensive board. And on the rebound on the missed 3 this time, a foul will be called against Yogerst.
That'll be Spencer Yogerst's first foul, team 7th, ball out of bounds.
Should be 1-1.
Should be 1-1, I believe, yeah.
1-1, and the man shooting it should be Van Winkle. 4:08 to play in the half. 17-10 advantage for the squad from Riverton. They'll get together and see who the shooter should be. It should be Van Winkle. But they're going to point and say, how about Tom Have? Tom Have says, okay, I'll go shoot it. Thing about it is, if you're a good free throw shooter, just walk down there until they tell you it's not you.
Tom Have looking for his first points of the night. 17-10 the score. Riverton with lead 4. Tom Have shooting 1-1. And his shot is up and too long, no good. Rebound.
Goes to Durham, and he'll bring it up. 4:04 to play in the half. The Sakis have had some chances to cut into this lead, but they have not capitalized. Hogan with the ball. Left wing Yoger stands about 27 feet. Work it out between the circles to Durham. Durham hands the ball off. Ooh, here's Heckman with a knife across the lane, and he gets that one to go. Saki's not doing a good job switching off on the defense, and it's a 19-10 advantage for Riverton with 3:40 to play in the second quarter. Cody Kirkpatrick's got his team ready to play tonight. Left side, Thomas. Out top, Guthrie. Right wing, Palmer. Looking down low now. Instead, they'll go to Tom Have. Top of the key 3, trying to get him going. Shot too long, like the free throw was. And the rebound pulled in by Heckman. Into the front court, Hogan. 3:20 to play in the half. Works the ball off to Heckman. Heckman quick with the ball in his hands. To Durham. Now out to Yogerst. Yogerst's going to try a little one-on-one against Palmer. Goes in, shot blocked, and a foul called against the Sakis. Tom Have.
That'll be Tom Have's second. Team 6th, ball out of bounds underneath the basket to Riverton. And they're going to say, was he shooting?
And he wasn't. I was going to say he fouled before that. Here's
Yeah.
Prieston. Tom Have takes a chair. 3:10 to play in the half. 19-10. Hawks on top. Let's see if they go with the lob play into Yogerst. Yep, there it is. He'll turn and face. Going to try to go in against Thomas. Shot put up. He might have traveled first. No good, and fouled. If Thomas would have just recognized that the man had lowered his shoulder and fallen backwards, he could have got the foul called against Yogerst. Instead, Yogerst to the line to shoot a pair.
Thomas's first, team 7th. Yogerst shooting 2. He's got 8 points. He's 1 of 1 from the free throw line. 19-10 the score. Riverton with the lead. 3:05 to go in the first half of play. First one up for Spencer Yogerst is going to give him 9 now.
Good-looking athlete is Yogerst.
Lead back to 10 for Riverton. Has been as many as 11. And he'll get it back there as he makes them both give him 10.
21-10 with 3:03 to play in the second quarter. And they've been just as impressive on the defensive end, maybe even more so. Palmer will walk it up for the Sakis, trying to direct some traffic. Oh, he's picked it up way out front. Throws it on the right wing to Van Winkle. Sakis look a little lost right now. Here's down low, Guthrie gets it to Priest, throws it back out. Palmer trying to create now off the dribble. 2:42 to play in the second quarter.
It's hard to do when you're playing against Yogerst, who's so much taller than you, though.
He'll work it out front to Priest. Priest left side finds Van Winkle. Down low, Guthrie. Guthrie turns, shoots, count it, and 1.
Guthrie with 6. Foul going to go against Hogan, I believe. And I'm wrong. It'll go against Durham, his first teammate. And Guthrie to the free throw line shooting 1. 21-12 the score. 2:31 to go in the first half of play. 9-point lead for Riverton. Guthrie trying to cut into that with his 1 free throw here. It's a little short, no good. Rebound comes down to Palmer.
Not good by Riverton. No box out there. 21-12 the score. Sakis have the chance to get another basket. 2:25 to play in the half. 21-12. Hawks on top of the Trash Queen scoreboard. Palmer needs to get away, and he doesn't. It's 5. Turnover on the Hawks, or the Sakis, I should say.
8th turnover.
They're 8th. Sakis
He was
will.
kind of nonchalant about it. I don't think he realized that there was a count, and he should have paid more attention, I guess.
The inbounds pass comes to Durham, and he'll bring it up for Riverton. Looking in the middle, ball knocked away, stolen away. Turnover on Riverton. Into the front court, Palmer with the run out. He'll drive inside into the trees. Now he'll pull it out right side to Priest, who'll put it on the floor. Priest out to Palmer. Palmer, deep three, straight on, too hard. Sakis are ice cold from downtown. Here's Guthrie on a putback, no good, but he's fouled as he went back up, and he'll shoot two.
That foul is going to go against Travis Hogan, his second, team ninth. Guthrie to the free throw line shooting two. He's got 6 points. First one up and good for him.
Into the contest for Riverton, Jeremy Kraft returns. Hogan has to take a chair with that second foul. He doesn't have to, but his coach says he does.
21-13, make it 21-14 as Guthrie makes them both, give him 8.
Down to a 7-point game. Could the Sakis make it 5 or less by halftime? Let's see. Top of the key with the basketball is Heckman. He'll work it off to Kraft. Kraft has picked it up, nearly threw it into the stands, but Yogerst can make bad passes look like they were meant to be there with his athletic ability. Left side, Durham. Durham tries to split a double team, pulls up for Palmer with it into the front court. He says, go. He's trying to get the offense moving. Got to get away. Dribble drive inside. Pulls it back out. Now he goes back at him again. In the corner it goes to Thomas. Extra pass to Priest. Inside to Van Winkle. Turns and faces the basket. Drives in and scores. Nice take to the rack by Van Winkle. Makes it 21-16. 1:14 to play in the half. Heckman with the ball. That's Kraft, excuse me. Now they get it around to Heckman. Heckman looks for an opening. Sakis have switched into a zone. Yogerst with it. He'll throw it across the way to Durham. Durham a single bounce. Right side. Over on the wing it goes to Heckman. On the wing to Kraft. Kraft will work it to Durham. Durham will put it on the floor after a bounce. To Yogerst for a three. Good look. Off the mark. Rebound. Guthrie another board.
Give him 9.
Good defensive possession by those Sakis. 35 seconds to play in the half. Down by 5. Can they cut it closer? Palmer. Bounce pass to Van Winkle, left wing. He'll throw it, and it's tipped, and he got it back, and then he traveled.
9th turnover against Pittsfield.
Into the contest, Hogan and Hines return. They will replace Durham, and also taking a chair will be Rudder for Riverton. 27.7 seconds to play in the half. And again, you can't say the Sakis haven't had their chances to be closer than even this 5-point game now.
9 turnovers is not helping.
Yogerst with the ball. Right wing to Hogan with 18 seconds to play in the half. He'll work it between the circles. To Heckman. Now Hines. Hines with the ball. Hands to Hogan. Ooh, trap him there. They don't. Instead, they'll give it back to Hines in the corner. Ball knocked loose off of him last, and a turnover on Riverton with 6 seconds to play in the half. Tom Hayes will check in.
8th turnover on Riverton.
Jonathan Thomas sits it down for the Sakis. The other way, Rudder and Durham return. They replace Hines and Hogan. 6 seconds to play in the half. Palmer will get it on the inbounds. He will pick it and take it towards the front court. Off moving screen from Guthrie, not called. Pull up three at the buzzer, no good. And on the rebound, coming down with it is Durham. And that's the way the first half of play comes to an end. It's a halftime lead for Riverton, 21-16. Over the Pittsfield Sakis, we'll have a look at halftime stats coming your way after this.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
In farming, there are many important decisions that must be made in order to get the most profitability out of your investment. No decision is more important than selecting the best seed for your fields. Jansen Seed and Service in Golden is the place to go for all your channel seed needs. Doug Jansen has over 30 years experience as an independent seed dealer. Giving him the knowledge to select the right seed for your field, contact Jansen Seed and Services today, 217-696-4658 or 430-2865.
Well, we welcome you back here at halftime on Central Illinois Sports. It's a 21-16 lead for Riverton over Pittsfield. After a quarter, Riverton led 10-6. And so a second quarter that the Hawks outscored the Sakis by an 11-10 second quarter to take this 5-point lead into the halftime break. Turnovers in the contest, 8 for Riverton. The Sockies have committed 9 turnovers. Fouling situation looks like this for the Hawks, 9 team fouls, 2 apiece on Hines, Rudder, and also Hogan. And then a single foul whistled against Durham. Also Kraft and Yogers with a single foul. For the Sockies, they were whistled for 17 fouls. 2 of those came on Shaw, 2 on Tom Have, and then a single foul whistled on Thomas Priest, and also a single foul in the first half on Palmer. It's a 21-16 advantage for Riverton on top of the Pittsfield Sockies on the Trash Queen scoreboard. John's back with the rest of your halftime stats after this.
At Country Financial, we know everyone's situation is unique, and we believe that even the biggest goals start with simple steps. So when it comes to protecting the things you love and planning for the future, don't get overwhelmed. Get started today with John Hibbert, your Country Financial agent in Camp Point, Illinois. That's John Hibbert, your Country Financial agent. Call 217-593-6819. John Hibbert, Country Financial, 217-593-6819. Press Yours On You is celebrating 13 years as your source for school spirit wear. They can personalize varsity jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, duffel bags, flags, and more. Show your school pride with a bumper sticker or window decal from Press Yours On You. Visit their online store at www.pressyoursonu.com or visit them on Facebook. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood on Highway 24 in Camp Point. Call 593-6031.
21-16, the lead at halftime for Riverton as they're on top of the Pittsfield Sockies here at Boschel Gym. John Hull has a look at your halftime stats.
First for the Pittsfield Sockies, they finished their staff shooting 6 of 19 from the floor, 31.5%, 0 of 6 from 3, 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 67%. Led in scoring by 8 points from Will Guthrie to go along with 9 rebounds. And then 4 points from Jack Palmer, 2 from Griffin Van Winkle, and also 2 from Isaac Shaw before he got in a little foul trouble and had to sit down. For the Riverton Hawks, they finished first half shooting 8 of 18 from the floor, 44%, 2 of 7 from 3, 28.5%, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line for 75%. Led in scoring by Spencer Yogers with 10 points, 6 for Travis Hogan, 3 for Zach Hines, 2 for Colton Heckman. And that's how you get to their 21.
21-16 the score, and as we talked about during the broadcast, John, the Sockies have had a chance to be closer than this. 9 turnovers as we talked about, and then a couple of offensive possessions where they got looks that just did not go down. I'm thinking of a couple. Thomas had an open layup underneath that he couldn't get to go in. And then I do believe Guthrie missed a close one, but he's been pretty good for the Sockies on both ends right now. For Pittsfield, they went to a zone a little bit late in that second quarter, and it kind of threw Riverton off a little bit. They'll have to keep mixing it up on the defensive side, and then have to use the Hawks' pressure to your advantage and look for some of those backdoor opportunities. And quick ball movement will also help open some things up when it comes to the offensive side against this Riverton Hawks squad. But they're a tough team to play against, John, because they're very long, they're athletic, they're tall, good speed, and Cody Kirkpatrick really has his kids playing hard.
Yeah, he really does, Charlie, and very impressive. And as I talked about earlier, Spencer Yogers, a very tough kid to play against because if you give him too much room, then he'll just drive by you and go to the basket. And he also proved he could make it from the 3 there, as he was, I believe, 1 of 2 from there on the evening too. So a very impressive player for him, and he's got 10 of their 21.
10 of their 21 points. The Hawks have fought some foul trouble, but they've had some good bench play, pretty solid. The Sockies are looking for somebody other than Guthrie to step it up. They're going to need some guard play and maybe hit a couple outside shots. They've not shot it well from the three-point line in a couple of games, really. They shot it really well against Route in the first half, and then really since that point have not shot it well from the outside. Going to have to try to find that three-point shot to fall a little bit more if they're going to hope to come back in this contest. A break here on the halftime show. 21-16, Riverton leads Pittsfield. Back with you after this.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters. first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today. Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461 or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com. Farmers State Bank of Camp Point, a branch of United Community Bank, wants to be your bank. Their friendly and helpful staff enjoys working with customers to give them the best banking experience possible. They're a full-service bank offering savings, checking, CDs, IRAs, and now offering mobile banking where you can bank from your smartphone. They can handle all your borrowing needs, whether it's home, auto, commercial, or agricultural loans. Contact Farmers State Bank at 217-593-7756. We want to be your bank. Member FDIC.
We welcome you back here at halftime. A 21-16 advantage for Riverton on top of the Pittsfield Sockies. It will be a Riverton ball to start the second half when both teams return to the court here in just a few moments. As it is right now, it is a 5-point Hawk lead. They've led by as many as 11 in this contest. Pittsfield has never led in the ball game. We've not been tied in the contest either, as John told you a little bit earlier. We do remind you we'll have broadcast action coming your way next week, Tuesday night at Griggsville Perry from the Nick. And then Friday we'll head to Whitehall as the North Green Spartans will play host to the Sockies on Friday night. You can catch both those games live here on Central Illinois Sports. We invite you again to subscribe to that YouTube page and also on the Mixlr app, mixlr.com. You'll be able to hear audio broadcast in those strange opportunities where we don't have the Wi-Fi capability to bring you the video. We will be able to stream it on the audio side on Mixlr, so a good thing for you to probably go ahead and find as well while you can. 21-16, Riverton on top. We can also tell you Brown County came back and won their game against the squad from Greenfield. They do believe the score, and that one was 70-64 in a high-scoring contest. We can also tell you Plains is leading Williamsville 25-17 at the half, and these teams that play basketball in the Sangamo, of course, in that, and they really know how to play it as well. It's a good conference in just about every sport. You start talking about Plains and Williamsville and Riverton, Porta, Athens, New Berlin. You get some pretty good athletics all the way across the board there, and
very nice facilities too.
Yeah, good facilities, and the thing about it is these schools also play a pretty good style of baseball as well. Of course, Plains is a perennial power, and head coach Dave Greer really doing a good job there for a long, long time. And this Riverton program, again, is one that's had very good success. Of course, John Hampton, a former Pittsfield guy, was their coach for a while and coached some pretty good talent there. Mike Tisdale, who eventually ended up at Illinois, played for the Hawks. They've had pretty good size throughout the years. They finished in the top 8 in the state a few years ago. Kyle Weber is the head coach. He since has departed and gone to Pleasant Plains, and I think Riverton really has landed a pretty good young, energetic young coach in Cody Kirkpatrick. Played at New Berlin, played some at Johnwood Community College as well, John, and he's doing a nice job with this team.
Yeah, he seems to really have them excited, and like I said, they pretty much are get the ball, and we're going to find a way to get it in the basket or head that way as quickly as we can.
Well, glad to have Saki baseball coach John Schultz enjoying the broadcast tonight. He's played a couple of baseball games against some of those Sangamo schools over the years, postseason matchups and such. Hey, we're back to live action here as Riverton's got the ball in the hands of Hines to Hogan. Hogan looking down low, who had the man open for a second. Now gets it back to Hines on the right side, and 3 seconds going to be called against Hogan. Couldn't get out of the lane.
That'll be the 9th turnover against Riverton, and it'll be ball to bounds, length of the court to go for the Sockies.
Riverton will pick the Sockies up at about half court. Pittsfield has Tom Hay, Palmer, Thomas, Shaw, and Guthrie out there to start the second half of play.
I'm going to guess Hogan was probably in the lane longer than 3 seconds, as it's not been called very much this year.
Now a bump will be called against Hines on the sideline as Thomas went out of bounds.
Hines third, team first of the second half. Ball out of bounds along the sideline in front of the Saki bench.
7:38 to play in the third. 21-16 advantage. Here's Shaw, turns and attacks the rack. He'll put up a shot. It's blocked, and they're going to say the man on the right side got him with the body.
And that's going to be a foul on Jeremy Kraft, I believe.
Yes.
That'll be his second, team second. And
the man underneath of him actually had a pretty good block, but Kraft got him with the body from the right.
I believe that was Hogan. First one up for Shaw is a little long, no good. 21-16 the score. 7:34 to go in the third quarter of play. Sakis are 4 of 7 from the free throw line right now.
Have not been great from there this season.
No. Next one's up, and it is good. Give Shaw 3.
Got to talk about it, and it happens, right?
Yeah.
21-17, as close as Pittsfield's been in a while.
They were under 50% from the free throw line to finish out that Southeastern game.
Inside, Hogan gets the ball, keeps it high. He gets the shot to roll. Really nice job by Hogan.
He's got 8.
Makes it 23-17. You can tell he's been taught well. A lot of post players want to get that ball there and then try to dribble in all that traffic. He kept it high and scored. Palmer with it, gets it to Guthrie. Backdoor to Tom Hay. Tom Hay had trouble with the catcher, missed the reverse layup. And on the rebound, coming away with it is Heckman. He'll work it to Yogerst into the front court. Yogerst will throw the ball left wing over to, that is Heckman. Around the right side it goes, finds Yogerst from the free throw line. He buries that shot.
He's got 12
Just
and
like, yep, just like
sends
that.
it back out to 8.
6:44 to play in the third. Left wing Thomas with it. Out top Shaw looking down low. Tried to throw it over the 6'6 man. Tom Hay runs down the loose ball, and then he nearly throws it away, and now Hogan will steal it. Hogan on the dribble drive into the front court. Spins, shot blocked, rebound. Shaw grabs it for the Sakis. Gets it off to Palmer. Sakis got to figure out Hogan's a solid 6'6. Now the ball knocked loose. Hogan gets another steal. He's stealing them all over the place.
11th turnover. Second of the second half.
You done? Right
Sure.
side. With the ball is Kraft. To Heckman, out top Hines. To Kraft right wing, looking inside to Yogerst. Yogerst catches there. Out top, good ball rotation to Hines. He'll throw it right down low, and
It went right to Shaw.
Shaw travels. Yeah, he was down on a knee, and he stood up with it. He had 2 men around him. They could have just handed the ball to him, and he stood up with the ball.
12th turnover on Pittsfield.
Here's Priest back into the game. Tom Hay sits down. On the other side, Durham returns, and he replaces Hines.
All about knowledge of the game, Charlie.
5:55 to play in the third. 25-17 advantage for Riverton. Inbounds to Yogerst. Going to hook around his man and score. And the lead is back to 10.
He's got 14.
The Sakis have cut it to 4. Now a 6-0 run by the Hawks have extended it back to double digits with 5:45 to play in the third. Palmer, right wing to Thomas. Out top Guthrie. Guthrie will turn and face. Now Shaw's got to get out of the lane. Out top, they'll get it to Palmer for a good look from 3. No good. Rebound, Shaw gets it. He's trying to muscle back up. Won't fall, but he's fouled, and he'll shoot a pair. Sakis are still 0 for the three-point line, and Hogan called for this one.
That'll be Hogan's third, team third. And to the free throw line once again, Isaac Shaw. He's got 3 points on the night. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 27-17 the score. Riverton with the 10-point lead. First one up, rolls around and falls through. Give Shaw 4.
Shaw's about 1 for 2 on his free throws, pretty consistently.
And his second is up. It's also good. He tried to prove you wrong, Charlie. 27. Go on ahead.
5:25 to play in the third. Hogan with the ball near the sideline. He can dribble. Now he'll work it into the corner to Durham. Durham out top Yogerst. Let's see if he wants to go out Shaw. He does. Going to try the drive inside. Works the pass down low. Turnaround shot. Heckman blocked by Priest. Rebound to Guthrie.
His 10th.
Here comes Palmer on the dribble toward the front court. Brad Thomas says, let's go. Palmer with the crossover. Drives in. Gets caught on the baseline. Works it out to Shaw. Shaw wants to go back to Palmer. Dangerous pass there. Palmer on the bounce. 4:55 to play in the third. 27-19 the lead. Here's Palmer. Skip pass to Thomas. Right wing over to Priest near the sideline. Looks for an opening to Thomas. Thomas tries the dribble drive. He tried to dribble through about 4 men, and a foul going to be called.
Foul going to be called against Spencer Yogerst. That's his second, team 4th. It'll be ball out of bounds underneath the basket to Pittsfield.
4:44 to play in the third. Palmer inbounds it to Guthrie. Had to go right between his hands, and he will run down the ball out front. They're telling coaching staff at Riverton's telling Hogan, get your hands off. You've got 3 fouls. Here's Priest. Priest will try to throw it inside. Stolen away by Hogan. His third steal of the third quarter.
13th turnover against Pittsfield.
4:30 to play in the third. 27-19 the lead for Riverton. Hawks looking to add to it here. Heckman, right wing. Hogan for a 3, no good. Ill-advised shot there, I would think. And on the rebound, coming away with it was Thomas. Off to Priest. Priest to Palmer. The ball, it feels like somebody had popcorn oil and put it on it at halftime. The Sockies can't catch it right now. Thomas gets open on the wing, works the top of the key to Shaw. Looking down low, couldn't find the open man in the paint as Hogan is fronting the post. Here's Palmer for 3, and that's finally goes down. And Brad Thomas says that we'll take a timeout as well. 27-22, lead for Riverton. 4 minutes to play in the third. We're back with you in 30 seconds.
Dear Western Grain Service is your progressive feed and grain resource for Western Illinois. They offer a full range of feed products for all species and many grain merchandising opportunities with locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461 or on the web at dearwestergrain.com.
4 minutes to play in the third. 27-22 the lead for Riverton on top of the Pittsfield Sockies here at Boschel Gymnasium.
Have to see if the Sockies can maintain this now, Charlie, as they've cut it to what, 3, 4, 5, and then let it balloon back out to 10, and then cut it back down and let it balloon back out. And one of those times you got to keep pushing.
They've released the tournament schedule for the Collinsville tournament, Springfield Southeast, the 1 seed in that. And if they win,
imagine why.
If they win and Quincy beats Edwardsville, which hasn't happened a ton over the years, they would match up in the second round. Blue Devils looking to get their first win of the season. And never started 0-5 in school history until this year. Here's Yogers. Uh-oh, he's got a breakaway if he can corral the ball. He had a little trouble with it. Now he spins, the C's parted, and he scores an easy 2.
He's got 16.
3:48 to play in the second. Check that third quarter. And the lead is back to 7 for the Hawks. Palmer with it on the right wing, finds Thomas. He'll work it into a double team. Out of it to Palmer, right side. Turned down the 3 this time. He hit one from the top of the key a moment ago. 7-point advantage for Riverton. Thomas gets it right wing. Looking out front now, back door to Guthrie. Good find. Guthrie drives in. Little runner out the glass. Won't fall through. And the rebound secured by Hogan. And he's fouled by Shaw or Guthrie. It is Guthrie.
That'll be Will Guthrie's first and the team first of the second half. It'll be ball to bounce, length of the court to go for Riverton. 29-22, 7-point lead for Riverton. 3:29 to go in the third quarter of play on the Trash Queens scoreboard.
Hawks will look to bring it up against some full court man pressure by the Sockies. Ooh. Right by his man on a little jab step crossover. That was pretty easy. Hogan has it out front to Heckman. 29-22 the lead for Riverton. Now Redder turns down the 3. Dribble drive inside. Extra jump stop shot is good, and he's fouled.
Give Redder his first 2 points of the night. Foul going to go against Thomas, his second, team second. Redder to the free throw line shooting 1. 31-22, 9-point lead for Riverton. 2:59 to go in the third quarter of play. He could extend it back out to 10 again if he could make this one. And it was very short, but rebound and put back by Hogan as nobody boxed him out.
33-22, the lead back to 11, ties the biggest lead of the contest. And John, your question was answered. Could the Sockies come out of that timeout and sustain their little comeback? They could not. Now Guthrie tries to get it on the backdoor pass. Ball was banged around, then he tripped over it, out of bounds. Turnover on the Sockies.
They're 14th.
Noah Petty going to come into the game for Pittsfield. He's going to sit down Guthrie.
That pass hit Guthrie a little lower than I think he was wanting it.
2:42 to play in the third. 33-22 the advantage for Riverton. Trying to extend on their biggest lead of the contest right here. Hogan throws it out front to Heckman. Heckman with the ball on the baseline to Yogers. Was looking for Hogan the whole way. He missed the runner. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up and in.
Hogan with 12.
35-22 for Riverton with 2:20 to play in the third. They're trying to run away with this one. Van Winkle with the left wing. Out top to Shaw. Shaw looks in the paint for Petty. Petty's got to get out of the lane. Right side Thomas. Back out front to Palmer. Turns down the three. He'll dish it to Thomas on the right wing. Out top Noah Petty with the ball. Looks left side over to Van Winkle. Van Winkle throws it between the circles to Palmer. And 3 seconds called.
15th turnover against Pittsfield.
1:58 to play in the third. 35-22 advantage for Riverton, looking to add to that lead here. As Durham will bring it toward the front court for the Hawks. To Heckman, right back to Durham, right side Rutter. Sakis have switched back into that 2-3 zone. Riverton looking to move the ball around a little bit. Now the Sakis will switch into a man. Good ball movement by the Hawks. Finds Yogers. Shot no good. Rebound Palmer. He wants to dribble into the front court. Got a man trailing him. And the man fouls him. Palmer did a nice job to shield the man away with his body and draw the foul.
That will be a foul on Heckman, his first, team fifth. Ball to bounce to Pittsfield underneath the basket. They actually have Heckman for
That's
two
his first on the board on the
oh,
right
okay.
side.
Okay, we'll go with one.
Inbounds comes into Shaw. Has trouble with the catch. Turns, shoots, missed it long. Rebound, Hogan has it. Knocked away, and Durham secures the ball. Hogan had the glasses knocked off. He gets them back on. Into the front court, Yogerst with the ball. Right wing to Rutter. Rutter has his pass tipped. It's nearly stolen away, but Rutter runs it down. Then he's bumped, and a ball knocked out of bounds by Palmer. It'll stay with Riverton on the sideline here.
That ball was like a pinball. It bounced off everybody, didn't it?
1:20 to play in the third. 35-22 lead for the Hawks over the Sakis on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Lob pass comes in to Yogers with Petty on him. He'll try to back down Petty. Turnaround shot, just kind of threw it at the rim, no good. Sakis again don't box out. Ooh, Heckman really went hard into the wall down there.
He was working hard trying to get another chance for his team.
I think we've said that a time or two tonight. Riverton is just outworking Pittsfield.
And the Sakis are having the problems that we talked about. Maybe 3-4 guys boxing out, not everybody. That one guy that didn't get boxed out gets the rebound and the putback.
Here's a pass down low. Petty could not secure it, and the ball is stolen away.
16th turnover on Pittsfield.
54 seconds to play in the third.
Hogan with another steal. What, his fourth or fifth of the quarter?
Yeah, he's been stealing them away like the wet bandits. Right side with it is Rutter. He'll look on the baseline to Hogan for the jump shot. It was a little flat. Rebound goes down to Shaw. To Palmer. Palmer going to try to dribble into traffic. Behind the back and a spin inside. Shot put up no good. Rebound comes down to Petty. He'll work it out to Palmer with 30 seconds to play in the third. Sakis trail by 13. Palmer close to 5. Dishes right wing over to Thomas. Thomas with the ball looking for a ball screen. Finds Shaw on the roll. Dribble inside. Reverses it out to Van Winkle. Steps inside the arc. Blocked by Hogan. Rebound to Petty. To Palmer left side with 15 ticks to play in the third. Still a 13-point advantage for Riverton. Off the Petty screen, Palmer with the ball. Has it knocked loose. Gets it and tips it. Stolen away by Hogan.
17th
but he's
turnover.
Called for double dribbling.
17th turnover on Pittsfield, 11th on Riverton. Sakis have 8 third-quarter turnovers, Riverton with 3.
Here is Kraft back in. Hogan takes a chair with those 3 fouls. He's played a long time with 3, though. 6 seconds to play in the third. 35-22 Hawks. Palmer gets it on the inbounds, gotta go. The work off, ooh, that's an illegal screen by Petty, not called. Palmer fakes, then he loses it, another turnover. And that is the end of 3. Not a good final 4 minutes of the quarter for the Sakis. 35-22 lead for Riverton after 3 quarters. Back with fourth quarter play-by-play after this.
As the year starts to come to an end and families enjoy more time indoors, Cascom realizes you need reliable internet, great television, and a reliable home phone service. So from now until the end of the year, Cascom will be offering services. Call today and get internet, Broadvision TV, and VoIP phone for only $99 a month for 6 full months. Call us today at Some restrictions may apply.
Well, the Sakis had cut it down to a 27-22 game, but an 8-0 run to end the quarter for Riverton has the Hawks on top 35-22 after 3 quarters, and John has a look at shooting percentages.
Sakis shooting just 7 of 26 from the floor, 27%, 1 of 8 from 3, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Riverton 15 of 32, 47%, 2 of 8 from 3, 3 of 5 from the free throw line.
And it'll be Saki ball to start the final quarter. They send Palmer, Thomas, Petty, Shaw, and Van Winkle to the court against Riverton's Hogan, Yogerst, Durham, Heckman, and Kraft. Socky basketball here on Central Illinois Sports, live on YouTube and also on Mixlr.com. Into the front court with it is Palmer. Near the sideline finds Thomas. Thomas will take a single bounce of it, now needs some help. Looking for somebody to move. That's Shaw, who comes all the way out by the half-court line to grab the ball. Works it left wing to Palmer. Palmer fakes away from the screen. Now he'll pull up for a jump shot. Good. Jack Palmer hits a tough shot.
He's got 9.
Makes it 35-24.
Haven't seen Tommy for a long time, or Guthrie.
7:30 to play in the contest. Out front with it is Heckman. Over to Yogers for a 3. Forced it, but got it to go. Yogers to another tray.
He's got 19.
He gets that ball into his shooting slot very quickly. Right toward the right side of his right eye and puts that ball in the hoop quite a bit. How many points?
19.
Wow, what a night. Kind of a quiet 19. 7:08 to play in the half.
I was surprised when I saw it.
That is the second half. 38-24, Hawks up by 14. Griffin Van Winkle with the ball. Out of trouble, he goes to Palmer, finds Shaw on a nice find, and he'll put it up and in.
Shaw was 7.
Palmer really didn't give Shaw much of an option other to catch that ball. If he had not secured it with the hands, he would have secured it with the nose. Right side, Hogan. On the wing, it goes to Durham. Left side, Heckman, now Yogers. Going to try to take it over to Hogan for a 3. It's no good. Rebound down to Palmer.
His third.
Saki sure had a thank you note to Hogan for that possession. 6:35 to play in the half. Palmer drives in out to Thomas, and an offensive foul called underneath as Yogers draws the charge by Palmer.
Palmer's second, team third, 19th turnover against Pittsfield. Palmer passed it off and kept going. Yogers drew the foul. Guthrie back in as Petty sits down.
6:30 to play, 38-26 the lead for Riverton on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Durham with the ball. Palmer comes up and bodies up against him and is called for the foul.
Palmer's third, team fourth.
You have to like the aggressiveness, though. Now he's just going to have to play without fouling for a couple of minutes. Inbounds pass will come into Yogers. Yogers has the ball on the right wing, tries to split the double team, is able to do so, fakes, puts up a shot, no good. Good defense that time by Shaw. Rebound tipped around, still in the corner right side, Thomas to Van Winkle. Top of the key, threes too hard. Rebound on the play, pulled down by Heckman. Heckman with the ball, hands it off to Durham. Durham will bring it across for Riverton, and they want a timeout. Does Cody Kirkpatrick. 5:56 to play in the contest. 38-26, the lead for the Hawks on top of the Sockies. We're back with you on the other side of this 30-second break.
When you or your family are feeling under the weather, you can count on Illini Express in Pittsfield. Illini Express is a walk-in clinic located on the south side of the Pittsfield Square and is open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $75 is the charge and can be billed to your insurance. Children must be at least 18 months old. Illini Express opens 7 to 7 Monday through Saturday and on major holidays 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Illini Express, a partner of Illini Community Hospital in Pittsfield.
38-26 lead for Riverton on top of Pittsfield as Riverton took the timeout. Cody Kirkpatrick wants to make sure his team is clear, what they need to do to try to secure their 4th win of the season. They're 3-4 coming in, but have played a pretty good schedule so far. He played in the Beardstown tournament to start. Now Hogan gets the ball and he travels.
12th turnover on Riverton, just the 4th of the second half. Pittsfield with 19 and 10 in the second half.
The Hawks, Triopia won that tournament, I think.
I believe that's correct.
They beat Riverton for the championship. I think they might have. Here's a crossover by Palmer in. He will work it out top to Shaw. Shaw looks in the paint, now left side over to Van Winkle. 5:39 to play. Van Winkle to Shaw on the pick and roll. The Thomas in the corner left side, 3 not close. Rebound on the weak side to Shaw. Shot put up no good, but he's fouled.
Foul going to go against Hogan, I believe. We'll see. It will be. That'll be Travis Hogan's 4th foul, team 6th. And Shaw to the free throw line. He's 3 for 4 from there. He's got 7. He'll be shooting 2 more. 38-26 to score. Riverton with the lead. 5:32 to in the 4th quarter of play. First one up by Shaw is no good.
Hines in. Hogan sits down for Riverton.
Shaw left that first one a little bit short. Hogan sits down with the 4 fouls. And Shaw's second is up, and it is good. Give him 8.
38-27 the score, 5:30 to play. Here is Hines with the ball into the front court. Ball knocked away by Palmer, stolen away by Thomas. Thomas on the run out into the front court, up off the shot, no good. Foul though on the play by Durham.
That'll be Dayton Durham's second foul, team 7th. Thomas to the free throw line shooting 2. He'll be looking for his first points of the evening. 38-27, 11-point lead for Riverton, 5:20 to go in the fourth quarter play. And Thomas, the senior, shooting a couple.
Liked his aggressiveness that time, getting the ball down the court and didn't shy away from the contact.
First one's up and good for him. Give him a point.
Not a huge offensive threat is Thomas, but really has played pretty decently in this game.
Next one is up and it's also good. Give him a couple.
Gotta like when he knocked down free throws. 5:20 to play. Down to a single-digit ball game, 38-29. Yogerst has it in the backcourt. He'll work it up against Guthrie. Double team comes his way, gets it out of his hands to Heckman. Heckman will drive into the corner, finds Kraft. Kraft on the baseline move, dishes it off into the corner. Out to Durham for a 3, and that's a tough one to swallow there.
Durham with his first 3 of the evening.
So for the Sakis, you did a good job. Got the ball worked out of the hands of the shooters that you had identified, but Durham knocks down a big 3 for his team. 41-29. Guthrie drives to the rim, missed the shot. Rebound fought for. Yogerst has it for Riverton. He'll take it into the front court on the run out. Pull-up shot, fouled by Palmer.
Foul is
Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer. I'm sorry, it wasn't what it looked like he called to begin with. His 4th, team 5th. And Yogerst to the free throw line where he's 3 for 3. He's got 19. First one up for him, rolls around and falls through. Give him 20.
He's an unselfish player, Yogerst is. I don't really remember him forcing much tonight.
Not too much. He forced a 3-pointer that he made, and you're okay with it if he makes it, right? So Yogerst makes them both, gives him 21 of their 43, back out to that 14-point lead, biggest of the night.
4:40 to play. Sakis keep going 1 step forward, 2 steps back in this game. Palmer with it on the dribble, works out front to Thomas. Thomas on the drive, tried to throw it into the wing, and it's knocked out of bounds by the active hands of Durham. This is a young squad for Riverton. Durham's just a sophomore. Rutter's just a sophomore. He's played quite a bit. A lot of juniors, good junior class. I've not seen a senior in the game. Lob pass down low, knocked away by Rudder and out of bounds. Just the 5'10 senior, and Colton Charles is a 5'10 senior. They've done a nice job cheering the team on from the bench and been very active there, but not seen the floor yet. Down to his waist, it's tied up, and Heckman will force the Sakis into another turnover.
They're 20th.
20 turnovers, 29 points, 4:24 to play. Durham with the ball in the backcourt. He'll work to bring it up against Palmer, who's playing with 4 fouls. Left side, Heckman. Out between the circles, Durham. Durham will drive in against Van Winkle. Put one up the glass, no good. Rebound tipped around. It's still loose out there, and finally Van Winkle secures. Works it out to Palmer into the front court. Right wing Thomas drives the baseline, leaves it into Guthrie, and a foul called here.
Will it be Yogerst or will it be
Yogerst?
Yogerst. His 3rd, team 8th. Guthrie to the free throw line. He's shooting 1 and 1.
Nice find that time by Jonathan Thomas.
He's got 8 points on the evening. Shot up a little short, no good. Rebound comes down to Heckman, his 5th.
Into the front court with it. The Hawks get the ball, and they call a timeout. We'll pause as well. 3:54 remaining, 43-29. The lead for Riverton on top of Pittsfield. We're back with you after this.
Geared Up is your local choice for custom apparel and awards. No matter the season, sport, or event, we've got the gear to make it a success. Ask us about our fundraising program, available to all schools, businesses, and community organizations. Check us out online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up, custom apparel, and awards.
(320-4320) for Trash Queen. serving the entire area with high-quality service at an affordable. We can tell you Western's on top of Brussels in their game, 21-8 after a single quarter in the championship of the North Green Spartan Classic. All is fouls him with 3:51 remaining.
Thomas's third, team sixth. It's a 14-point game, so you got to start fouling early if you're going to try to come back.
Throwing it in here is Heckman on the sideline. He'll lob it into Yogurt. Have a lane to the basket. He puts up a shot, and it's no good. Rebound is fought for. Yogurt's on the floor after it. As is Guthrie, and it's tied up. It'll be Saki ball on the alternating possession arrow. Palmer will check back in for Pittsfield. He'll sit down Caden.
He came in case he needed to foul there, as he had no fouls.
Palmer will look to bring it up for Pittsfield. Hands it off to Guthrie. Travels.
21st turnover against Pittsfield. Another unforced one.
McKinnon in. Palmer takes a chair. 3:38 remaining. 43-29 the lead for the Hawks. The bounce pass comes into Rudder. To Yogerst for a three. No good. Rebound to Heckman on the offensive side, and he's fouled by Thomas.
That'll be Thomas's fourth foul, team seventh. Heckman to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. He's got 2 points on the evening. 43-29, 14-point lead for Riverton, their biggest of the night. 3:31 to go in the ball game. And Heckman shooting to extend it here. Shooting 1 and 1 is Colton Heckman. His first is up, and it's good. Give him the bonus and give him 3 points.
It's looking like a Riverton squad is just going to keep getting better and better as the year goes on.
And then the next year.
Next year going to be a load.
And Heckman makes them both, give him 4.
And Cody could talk about it real quick. 3:31 to play, 45-29. Hawks in control. Back with you after this.
In farming, there are many important decisions that must be made in order to get the most profitability out of your investment. No decision is more important than selecting the best seed for your fields. Jansen Seed and Service in Golden is the place to go for all your channel seed needs. Doug Jansen has over 30 years experience as an independent seed dealer. Giving him the knowledge to select the right seed for your field, contact Jansen Seed and Services today, 217-696-4658 or 430-2865.
3:31 remaining, 45-29 lead for Riverton on top of the Sakis. Palmer will look to get it in, does so to Thomas, right back to Palmer, and he'll look to bring it up. Sakis down by their largest margin of the night. Palmer tries to dribble between a couple of men, gets caught on the baseline, finds Guthrie who lays it up and in. His first 2 of the second half.
Correct, he's got 10.
Makes it 45-31. We'll keep it right here as the Sakis called the timeout. Their second of the night, I do believe. It's a 14-point game with 3:19 to play. And the Sakis just have not been able to match Riverton here in very many facets of this game. And again, the thing I think that we've seen this Hawk squad be impressive on, even a year ago when they didn't win a ton of games, is the way they play defense and
how hard they work.
That is true. And, and that's been a staple for Brad Tome's program for a long time, as the defensive end. And this group hadn't quite risen to that level that is expected, but they'll keep working on it. Yogers to throw the ball in, length of the court to go for the Hawks. Sprint opening, he throws it right into McKinnon, who lays it up and in. On the turnover, Caden McKinnon with his first 2 of the night makes it 45-33, and he'll have an and 1 opportunity.
Foul going to go against Hines, his 4th, team 9th, and McKinnon shooting 1. He caught the ball and he said, well, that was a nice pass to me, I'll make the layup. McKinnon's shot is up and it bounces off, no good. Rebound to Yogerst, his 4th.
3:13 remaining, and now McKinnon will foul Hines.
McKinnon's first teammate, Hines to the free throw line. He's got 3 points on the night on a made 3-pointer. He'll be shooting 1 and 1. 45-33 the score, 12-point lead for Riverton, 3:13 to go in the ball game. McKinnon sits down, is back into the game is Palmer. Sakis are searching for a man who won't make the free throws. They haven't been able to find him yet, but we'll see if Zach Hines is it. First one up is good. Give him the bonus. And give him 4, 46-33. 3:13 to go. Hines' second is up, and it's good. It's not him.
47-33, 3 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. Palmer will bring it up for Pittsfield. He looks for an opening, right side. Van Winkle, down low Thomas. Thomas out to Shaw, now to Palmer left side. Gonna fire a three, no good, but he's fouled by Durham. Three
Durham's
shots.
Third, team 10th. And 3 for Palmer. He's 2 for 2, he's got 9. 47-33 the score, 3 minutes to go in the ball game. And he'll be shooting 3 here. First is up, and it bounces around, rattles through. You give him 10. And eyes the bucket up with the next. It's also good. Give him 11.
And McKinnon will check in for Palmer if Palmer can make the third one here. 3 minutes left in this game. 47-35 the score.
The last one's up. It's also good. Give him 12.
47-36. McKinnon in. Palmer down with 3 minutes remaining.
McKinnon says, hey, let's run that play again where you gave me the ball and I made the layup.
Ball is deep to Hogan. Hogan will put it up and slam it down.
Give him 14.
Got up off the ground very easily that time for the dunk and makes it 49-36. Now the ball stolen away, this time by Durham. Durham on the run out, shot up no good. Rebound put up by Yogers, no good. Rebound put up by Heckman, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Sakis. It'll remain Riverton ball underneath, 2:46 remaining. Palmer will check back in for Pittsfield. McKinnon will take a chair. 49-36 the lead for Riverton underneath their own hoop here. Lob pass comes into Yogers. He'll work down low to Hogan, and he is going to be fouled on the floor.
Foul on the floor.
Thomas, I think.
It'll be Thomas. That'll be his 5th. He'll foul out of the game. Team 9th. Hogan to the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. He is 0 for 1 from the free throw line. He's got 14. 49-36 the score, 2:43 to go in the ball game, and Riverton with the lead.
Priest back in. We haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah. Haven't seen Tom Have at all in the fourth quarter.
For not much of the third.
Yeah. Hogan's first is up, and it's no good. Rebound is going to come out to Heckman.
You know, then there's a foul. When you're shooting free throws, the offensive team has a shooter and 2 guys. The defensive team has 4. That's 4 against 3. It shouldn't happen that they're able to get the offensive board. Palmer fouls out. McKinnon back in.
His 5th, team 10th, and Heckman to the free throw line shooting 2. He's 2 for 2 from there. He's got 4. 49-36 the score, 2:38 to go in the game.
I understand sometimes you get a long bounce or something happens, but it's happened twice now with Hogan.
First one up and no good, short. And Hogan is not a guy that you're going to lose, I don't think, since he's, 6'6"? I mean, he's not a very broad-shouldered young man, but maybe he turns to the skinny side, Charlie. I'm not sure.
50-36 as that free throw goes down with 2:35 to play. With the basketball is Priest for the Sakis. Right side, McKinnon from the free throw line gets it to go.
He's got 4.
Makes it 50-38 with 2:23 left. Here's a ball. Man was beat deep. Ball knocked loose. Run down by Heckman. He travels.
15th turnover on Riverton.
2:18 left. 50-38 the score.
Van Winkle got a hand on it to knock it away, and then Heckman tried to pick it up and just ran with it like a running back to begin with.
Priest into the front court for the Sakis. He'll work it on the right side of McKinnon. McKinnon will create a little space now on the right side to Priest. Priest will dribble it out front, looks for an opening, has it knocked loose, gets it back, and is fouled by Heckman, and he'll shoot 2 with 2:06 remaining.
That'll be Heckman's 2nd. Excuse me, how about 3rd?
Second.
2nd, okay, we'll go with 2nd. I think it's 2nd. And Priest to the free throw line, shooting a couple. Looking for his first points of the evening. 50-38 to score, 2:06 to go in the ballgame. First one up for Priest is long, no good. Sakis are 13 of 21 from the free throw line.
Ugh.
And I'm just throwing out there, if they had those 8 points, where would they be? And Priest does make the second.
So it's 50 to 38. Check the 39. Here's a turnover. No, Durham is able to secure it with that long arm. He'll give it off to Hogan with 1:50 remaining. Saki's got to get up. Yogerst has the ball. He'll work away from the man. Left side over to Heckman. That's who they wanted to get. Now they'll get it to Durham. Durham will try to split a double team and is fouled by either Guthrie or Van Winkle, and it is Van Winkle.
Van Winkle's second. And Durham to the free throw line shooting a couple. He's got 3 points on the night on a made three-pointer. 50-39 the score, 11-point lead for Riverton. 1:42 to go in the ball game. And Durham shooting a couple. First one up is good for him. Give him 4.
That shot's not going to count. Shouldn't count. No basket. Thank you very much. Yeah, Yogerst was at the middle spot and then came back out after they'd already administered the ball. So that does not count.
At no fault of his teammate. He does make the second.
So it's 51-39 with 1:42 remaining. Into the front court, Priest with the ball. He'll work it down to McKinnon on the baseline. Finds Shaw. Shaw going to try to score. Shot up is good. 51-41, and Pittsfield called the timeout with 1:31 to play. We'll keep it right here.
Shaw with 10 now.
It's a 10-point game. If you're the Sakis, John, it's only one timeout left. What did you say they were from the free throw line?
They're 14 of 22.
I'm not saying you're going to shoot 100%, but you'd like to shoot closer to 70%, 80.
90? I mean
100 would be nice, but
yeah.
80 would be a mark that most pretty good teams end up shooting at, it seems like. Especially, with their key guys especially.
Yeah. If you had all 8 of the misses, then you'd be at a 51-49 game, but even if you miss a couple, you got a lot closer game with those, and
Western
an awful lot of that's concentration and hard work.
Western is leading Brussels at half, 39-12.
What a championship game.
Pleasant Plains is up on Williamsville by 2, 48-46 with 1:34 to play in their contest. Here it's a 10-point lead for Riverton, 51-41, 1:31 remaining. Heckman to throw it in. He had Hogan for a second. He's now close to 5. He will get the ball in to Yogerst in the backcourt. Now to Hines, and he's fouled by McKinnon.
McKinnon's second. And Hines to the free throw line shooting a couple. He's 2 for 2 from there. He's got 5. 51-41 the score. Riverton with the 10-point lead, 1:27 to go.
Inadvertent horn there.
And the shot is up, and it's good. Give him 6. That gentleman's been upset about everything tonight.
I don't think the clock runs during free throws.
I don't, only if you're up by 30 or more, or down by 30 or more. And Hines makes them both. Give him 7.
53-41 with 1:27 remaining. Priest with the ball into the front court. Hits Van Winkle in the hands, and he nearly lost it out of bounds, and now he just throws the ball in the backcourt.
23rd turnover against Pittsfield, and I have no idea who he was throwing the ball to, where it was going, or anything.
Just throw it towards your own basket, not toward you throw it toward the other one, and you're liable to get a breakaway layup.
Yeah, Tom Have is, Coach Tom Have is
Ammon
bringing in a
in.
new man, and Isaac Ammon. He
Van
takes
Winkle
out
will
Van
sit
Winkle.
down. And there's just a certain knowledge of your whereabouts that you have to have. Here's Yogerst going to drive in, draws contact, shot no good, but he's fouled by Shaw.
Shaw's third. Yogerst to the free throw line shooting a couple. He's 5 for 5 from there. He's got 21. As you mentioned earlier, maybe a kind of quiet 21 if you can have that. 53-41 the score. Me neither. 1:12 to go in the game. First one up for Yogerst is a little short. Maybe he's tired. I don't know that he's really sat down much at all tonight. And his second is up, and it's through. Give him 22.
54-41. Durham down as Rudder back in with 1:12 remaining. McKinnon will play the point for the Sakis. He and Priest will look to help bring it up. McKinnon with the ball, down the sideline, drives in, shot up no good, a lot of contact, no call. Rebound on the play, pulled down by Yogerst.
His sixth.
Sakis will not foul with a minute left. They're going to fall to 2 and 5 after the 60 seconds ticks off the clock. And they'll be at Griggsville Perry and then at North Green next week. Here's Hogan right to the rim, and he slams it down with ease.
Give him 16.
Hogan's pretty impressive young man out there. Guthrie with the ball. He'll drive in. Little flutter up, blocked by Hogan. Rebound to Yogerst. Yogerst will push into the front court. He's going to try to attack the rim, and it's fouled by Shaw. Cody Kirkpatrick looks at Yogurt and said, hey, pull it out. 31.6 seconds left. We don't want you to get hurt on something like that. Yogerst looked at him and said, I wanted to score.
Shaw's fourth. Yogerst to the free throw line shooting a pair. He's 6 of 7. 56-41 the score, 31.6 seconds to go. First one up for Yogerst is good. He's got 23.
Sakis bring Apps, Petty, and Tomitz into the game. Priest, Shaw, and Guthrie take a chair.
And Yogerst could have 24 if he makes this one, and he will.
24 of his team's 58. It's a 17-point lead with 30 seconds left.
That's their biggest of the night right now.
McKinnon with it right wing. Tries to drive in, gets to the rim, but a runner-up is good by McKinnon.
He's got 6.
With 58-43. With 15 seconds left, and Riverton can just hold this one out. And they will. The Hawks are going to improve to 4-4 on the season. The Sakis drop to 2-5 on the year as the final 5 seconds tick off the scoreboard here at Volschel Gym. And Riverton comes into Pittsfield and takes it to the Sakis. 58-43, the final in this contest. A break here. We'll take a look at final statistics. We'll also talk to Saki head coach Brad Tomave all on the postgame show coming your way after this.
Financial, we know everyone's situation is unique, and we believe that even the biggest goals start with simple steps. So when it comes to protecting the things you love and planning for the future, don't get overwhelmed. Get started today with John Hibbert, your country financial agent in Camp Point, Illinois. That's John Hibbert, your country financial agent. Call 217-593-6819. John Hibbert, Country Financial, 217-593-6819. Press Yours On You is celebrating 13 years as your source for school spirit wear. They can personalize varsity jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, duffel bags, flags, and more. Show your school pride with a bumper sticker or window decal from Press Yours On You. Visit their online store at www.pressyoursonyou.com or visit them on Facebook. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood on Highway 24 in Camp Point. Call 593-6031. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is an international and local organization that provides support for our athletes and coaches in the area. Small groups called huddles meet regularly in our schools and communities to build strong relationships. Todd Sweatman is our area director for Western Illinois. Todd is a longtime educator and coach and also serves as the chaplain at McMurray College. Julie Ross, area rep, is working with Adams and Brown County schools to support coaches and athletes. Jack Hull, longtime radio broadcaster and sports official, is serving with Julie and Todd throughout the Western Illinois region. We need your support as boosters, first in prayer and also with your financial monthly support. You can help us strengthen the huddles in your schools. Contact us at westernilfca.org to find out more and get our contact information. Won't you join us in lifting Jesus Christ up in our schools, athletes, coaches, and communities? Go to westernilfca.org or email me at jhull@fca.org. Get involved in FCA for your youth today.
Welcome back. Final in the contest, a 58-43 win for the Riverton Hawks over the Pittsfield Sakis. Hawks improved to 4-4. The Sakis dropped to 2-5 on the season, and John's got to look at some final stats.
Sakis finished the game shooting 14 of 38 from the floor, 37%, 1 of 10 from 3 for 10%, 14 of 22 from the free throw line for 64%. Led in scoring by Jack Palmer with 12 points. Goal line 10 points and 6 boards for Isaac Shaw. And then 6 points off the bench for Cade McKinnon, all those in the fourth quarter. 2 points for Griffin Van Winkle, 2 for Jonathan Thomas, 1 for Cooper Priest. And that's the scoring to get them to their 43. For the Riverton Hawks, they finished the game shooting 19 of 43 from the floor, 44%, 4 of 12 from 3, 33%, 16 of 22 from the free throw line, 73%. Led in scoring by 24 points for Spencer Yogerst to go along with 7 rebounds. 16 points for Travis Hogan and a couple of big dunks for him. And then 7 points for Zach Hines, 5 for Colton Heckman, 4 for Dayton Durham, 2 for Caleb Rudder, and that's how you get to their 58.
Yes, a basketball team for Riverton that is really starting to put some things together and are playing some good basketball. And they come in here to Voschel Gym, John, and they took it right to the Sockies. And I think Riverton came out with a little bit of determination that they wanted to get to that 500 mark and see if they can get their season really headed back to the right direction. And the Sockies, every time they would cut it close, it would seem like Riverton had an answer, and that final one was a big answer as the Hawks put the game away for good.
Yeah, the Sockies cut it several times. They'd be down, 13, 14, and then cut it back to 5, maybe cut it back to 7, and then all of a sudden it'd balloon out and it'd be further, and that was just kind of how the entire game went. And the Sockies never could get it any closer after they were down by more than 5. I don't think ever any closer than 5.
Yogerst, an impressive player. He had another big night for Riverton. He's averaging 24 points a game, and he was right on that average tonight.
Yeah, very impressive player. In Spencer Yogerst, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 6 of those on the defensive end, and very impressive from him. And as you said, kind of a quiet 24 if that actually exists, as he was also very unselfish, kind of feeding his other teammates, especially Hogan.
Final of this contest for Riverton is a 58-43 victory for the Hawks. Again, they moved to 4-4 on the season, and we're joined now by Saukey head coach Brad Tomave. And coach, you knew coming into this contest, Spencer Yogerst averaging about 24 points a game, so you kind of keyed on him early. And Riverton showed they have some other guys that can really play. Their team played with some aggressiveness, and they're an impressive team to watch, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, it's the next level we're trying to get to. You saw it tonight. We're just not at that level. Mentally, physically, we just got to be better. And like what I told him is in the locker room is we can't be upset with the results. We have to become better practice players. We have to become that next level practice player if they want to transition to what we want to do here in the game. So it slows down. Right now, we're not a very good practice team. Our effort in practice isn't good. They try hard. Okay, I don't want to take anything. They try hard, but we got to find that next level of practice mentality in order for anything to transition into a game, so that when they have to make a decision going full speed, when they have to make a catch going against pressure, when they have to make an entry going against pressure, and they got to make a shot against pressure, that's a result that happens because of how they practice, how they approach a practice. And right now we're just not there yet. It says, well, you're still young. Well, yeah, but we've had plenty of practice time for them to get adjusted. And I'll take ownership on that. I'll take that on my shoulders, and I have not prepared them as well as I could have and should have up to this point. So I got to do a better job getting them to that next level of practice.
Turnovers tonight, 23 of them total, and it seemed like you cut the game. I think at one point the score was maybe 27-22, got it down to a 5-point game. Riverton, I think, called it. Actually, I think you called the timeout, and John actually made the comment of, can the Sockies, kind of sustain the little momentum they had going? And it seems like Riverton got a basket, forced a turnover, got another basket. All of a sudden, they get a stop, and that lead ballooned back out very quickly. And I think I mentioned at one point it was sort of like in this game, 1 step forward, 2 steps back at times, trying to catch up, and they're a tough team to catch up against.
Yeah, absolutely, because they could. It just felt like they had that next level of intensity to. Okay, here they come making a run. They understood what they needed to do to weather that storm, or that run, and get them a stop and make a play. I mean, and at some point, like it or not, it doesn't matter what your philosophy is. You come out, you want to play man-to-man, you want to play a zone, you want to play a matchup, you want to run the ball in transition, you want to slow it down, whatever. You still have to have players make plays. It doesn't matter. And they had players that made more plays tonight, plain and simple.
You get back in the gym tomorrow, and on Monday, next Tuesday, you go to Griggsville Perry, a team that played North Green to the wire tonight, 57-54. They lost in that contest. That's a squad that's been playing young guys for a while now. Some of those guys are finally upperclassmen. They've got some good youngsters to go with them, and Greggsville Perry always a challenge.
Yeah, they're going to they're going to compete. So nobody, when we walk out on the floor, our first focus is taking care of ourselves and making sure we're in proper positions and the mindset to compete at the level we need to compete at. And right now, I see spurts of it, and I see us growing in areas. But like you said, we take one step forward and we seem to take 2 steps back. So we got to find somehow to get these guys and continue to keep them excited about coming in and getting better. And they do. There's everyone in that locker room, for the most, has great attitude, and they want to get better, and we'll continue to but like I said, I've got to do a better job. This one's on me. Up to now is on me. I've got to do a better job.
Final score in this one, Riverton beats Pittsfield 58-43. Coach, as always, thanks for the time.
Thanks, guys.
We thank you for tuning in tonight on Central Illinois Sports, whether you join us on YouTube or on Mixler.com. We're certainly glad you chose to do so. Final on this one, Riverton 58, Pittsfield 43. For John Hull, I'm Charlie Hull. Thank you for tuning in. We're back with you next Tuesday night from the Nick in Greggsville, Illinois, as the Tornadoes play host to the Sockies. We'll have the broadcast coming for you around 7:30. Until then, so long from Central Illinois Sports.